2013, Tomb Raider gave new life to Lara Croft. Starting over from scratch, we saw her become a survivor. Although the first game has small hubs of freedom and deviations like challenge tombs, it's largely a linear journey about its central character. Rise of the Tomb Raider, the sequel coming this November, takes many cues from its predecessor, but it also feels much richer. Since Lara is already established, the game has a lot more room for players to explore, craft, and customize. Instead of just discovering offshoots that pop up here and there, Rise of the Tomb Raider practically begs players to comb over every inch of its sizable world.
I finally feel a sense of purpose again.
We're forbidden from getting too specific with the story, but very personal circumstances have Lara traveling the world. She immediately feels more confident and capable than ever. It's clear Lara learned a lot from her last adventure, boldly leaping into dangerous situations without a second thought and solving problems with quick-witted improvisation. She no longer has something to prove and chases after goals with clear-headed determination, making her an active and exciting character. Over the course of a couple of hours, Rise of the Tomb Raider slowly reveals its various elements to players. Everything comes together in the open-ended hub areas crammed with things to do. The biggest hub in the demo is right outside a Soviet camp in Siberia. A mysterious native man offered us a lockpick as a reward if we destroyed a few scattered communication towers. Considering we ran into a number of locked doors, there was sufficient incentive to complete his request. In fact, locked doors weren't the only barriers we encountered. Quite a few paths were blocked, requiring a specific weapon, item, or upgrade, giving Rise of the Tomb Raider a Metroid-like feeling of progression. We had every intention of destroying the radio towers, but couldn't help but get swept up in different things along the way. Tucked off to the side, we saw a small cave, and after going in, a pack of wolves hungrily assaulted us. Barely managing to get the better of them, the dead wolves provided materials for our bow, and the cave had plenty of valuable minerals for the taking. Outside of the cave, abandoned shacks had crates of salvage used in weapon upgrades, and surrounding trees provided wood for arrows. Everything we collected feels like it has an immediate and important use, and because there's so much to discover, we could hardly be bothered to trudge on with the story. One of the most intriguing things we uncovered was a shack with a man inside stashing weapons and explosives. He offered to trade us for special coins, but we didn't have nearly enough. These coins are located in small caches throughout the world, and players often have to go out of their way to find them. On the side of the shack, we found Soviet propaganda. Reading it raised our comprehension of Russian, which allowed us to decipher more complicated artifacts. There are many languages to learn in Rise of the Tomb Raider, offering yet another reason to explore. Lara has more options in combat as well. Poisoned arrows are particularly effective. During a tense fight against a ferocious brown bear, the arrow took the beast out quickly and quietly. They're also quite useful for small groups of enemies. After sneaking into an enemy camp, we shot a poisoned arrow at a fire 3 guards huddled around, taking them all out at once. We had expectations going into Rise of the Tomb Raider, and the demo exceeded them. Hopefully it continues to offer the level of freedom we saw, and there are even greater surprises ahead. The last game was wrongly called an Uncharted clone by certain detractors, but that can't be said about the sequel. Rise of the Tomb Raider has a strong identity, taking many elements from other games and mixing them into its own thing.